Good morning. You are watching KCBS TV, the Kumba City Broadcasting Service. This is early Captions, your paper review slot on GMKT. You're welcome. Today, I'm joined by a prolific journalist. He's a co-host of the flagship program of Cavalry Good News, Hear the World HTW. He is Mr. Chris Ngome Samuel, someone I'm always pleased to stand by. Good morning, Mr. Chris.
Good morning, Julius Eswa. I want to go the conventional way of journalistic nuggets and tendencies. I don't want to call him Mr. Julius this morning.
Okay.
So I just have to be versatile sometimes. Okay. So Julius Eswa, it's good to meet you again.
Well, it's my pleasure as well. Today we're going to go through a couple of papers, 5 in number. The Post, the Guardian Post, Mutation, Emergence, Le Monde de Réalité.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we'll begin with the Post. They say the sorry state of roads in Anglophone Cameroon portrays marginalization.
That's a very capital truth because when you come to the road, there are a number of plethora of roads which are really deplorable. They are not even bad, but they are worsened. They are in their deteriorated stage every day, like the road, my own, from where I'm coming from, the Bakosilan, the Bangam road is quite deplorable. Okay. The road from Loom to Tombe, quite deplorable. From Kumba to Tombe, quite deplorable. Babaju to Bamenda, quite deplorable. A number Kumba Ekondo Titi Kumba Mondemba is come and see, go and tell. So the road
that's only in the southwest you are listing.
Only in the southwest because I'm from that region.
The famous ring road in Bamenda.
The famous ring road in Bamenda. They always give us lofty, give us hilarious promises, but which none of them are being fulfilled. None of the promises.
Is their second home.
Like he said, he always said it's my second home. I wonder that just mere word without being matched with reality.
Okay.
How can you say this is my home, then you don't want to fix, you don't want to refurbish, you don't want to furnish the home with a lot of good pleasantries, so to speak.
We have representatives there who are the senators and the MPs. What are they doing in Parliament?
I want to tell you that Cameroon's politics is a belly politics.
Okay.
It's a belly politics. So no matter what they will be advocating at the nonsense of the rally, when you say nonsense at the beginning, when you want to go into politics, for example, I'll tell you, we'll give you the road, I'm going there to speak for you people and the rest. But when they go there, it appears there's a big elephant that swallowed them up, that swallowed up their ideas, swallow up their personalities, swallow up their objectives and goals, and instead instigate or put in them a different mindset. You can imagine putting them different mindset. They just think about grabbing the money, taking the money, and constructing their personal houses and sending their children abroad.
Or is it the government? I don't know. This issue of road.
The parliament are the representatives of the people.
So
the parliament, are the representatives of the people.
Okay.
So they are the one to lobby. They are the one to talk on behalf of the people. They are the one to lobby in the ministry, the offices, and said, my roads are not good where I am coming from, so you guys should do something. And they will tell you that they have some of them will say they have lobbied, they have tried and go through the offices. Yes, Julius is
qualifying statement. Okay. The suffix of this statement.
Okay, sir.
The sorry state of roads, this says, portrays marginalization, which means Anglos have no voice. Is that what that means?
Yes, they are marginalized.
Even if they talk, nobody listens to them.
They don't listen to them.
It portrays marginalization.
In another word,
so they have no voice.
Yes, it's telling us.
Does that imply?
That's what they are trying to say, because are you trying? The parliamentarians have tried. Some of them
Cameroons and Anglophone have been tired. Why?
Yes, some of the southwest, some of the Anglophone elites have tried to knock the right doors and whatever lobby, but their voices are not heard, and nothing is being done to come and
because Anglophone.
Yes, not being done to come to the ground and do the work. So you don't expect, but the other places in the other regions, you see spontaneous actions are being taken when the roads are bad and the rest, they move into it. Let's pray so. We pray so.
Also in the Post, talk of mass exodus from Kumbo due to incessant raids.
They will tell us that the crisis is over. Raid as in RAID, telling us about the invention. every day, especially in Bui division, like you just cited, Combo. Every day, like yesterday, is the same thing. Fighting either the separatists, tracking
villages
down the regular army and burning down villages and houses, or the opposite, the other way around. The military is tracking down and killing the separatists and burning down houses. The other day they said the military, I think in Boom somewhere in Bui division, that they burnt out, set ablaze good houses, good looking houses in that village, putting them down, set ablaze those good looking houses and sending people into the bushes, lives that the people have not been used to. So it's quite unfortunate that but the government officials, especially the Minister of Territorial Administration, will tell you that they are winning the war. I don't know which war they are winning, because we still hear raid here and there, invasions here and there by either the military or the separatists. So they're
winning the war.
They're still fighting. The fighting is still ongoing. I'm telling you the truth.
We move over to the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post tells us that the police tear gas protesting traders in Douala.
It's quite unfortunate. I laugh because that's a routine. That's a routine tendency of the.
Were they tear gas because they were protesting, or they tear gas because they did the wrong thing during protesting? If you are just protesting, but if you start throwing stones or breaking houses, the police may have to disperse the crowd.
I don't think so. It's like I said, it's a routine tendency of the security forces in this country. Whether you are protesting, you are doing a normal protesting, or you're doing whatever protesting, they always come and execute the tear gas or shoot live bullet. You can understand, do the shooting with live bullet. So it's quite unfortunate that the police, I don't know how they are being trained, or the security forces, I don't know where they are trained and how they are being trained, which things are being inculcated in them,
and
how to treat.
They receive while going
on the field. So I don't understand. You must not give out tear gas to the people or throw tear gas to the people.
You can still control the crowd
without necessarily throwing tear gas on the people. So there are other ways. Like I always say, there are many ways to catch a rat. So it's not only the hostile, the volatile, and the very harsh method of doing things. That's to prove your supremacy and your authority over the citizens, which you have been trained to come and protect, but you are instead suppressing, repressing, and subjugating and inflicting torture on those citizens. So it's quite unfortunate. What a beautiful country.
Let's hope someone is listening. Yes. Also in the Guardian Post, Bamenda Babaju wrote to say our national shame. This word keeps coming up, this particular road.
Every day. The other day, the Babaju, is it the council, they had to raise phone there and there. If you have money, give, so that we should put blocks, these stone blocks, so that the cars, the vehicles can pass, the cars can pass, the buses can pass.
How do the military go there with their vehicles?
Maybe their vehicles are being wired in a way that they could tread any road without any hitches, without any obstacles or hindrances. They have the four-wheel drives, and sometimes these vehicles are done intentionally.
But you understand that the greatness of a nation is not judged from the strength of the military, but from the dignity of the people.
That's what we are trying
to say. So if you have
a
good military that can travel and the people are not comfortable, then that is not a good nation.
That's not a good nation. That's not a good nation. Where you invest more on the might of the military, and then you forget the welfare of your people, then I don't think it's a good nation.
Also in the Guardian Post, they say Northwest, Southwest, talking about the Northwest and Southwest civil crisis. Cameroon has been dragged to the UN Committee on Torture for human rights abuses.
Serious violation of human rights in this country.
What is the UN Committee on Torture? What is that? What branch? What Cameroon is that?
I'm just getting it from now, but I think that committee has been there, but it's been silent. And recently it's been very, very, very active because of the crimes being committed, zones, crises all over the world, and especially in Africa. Yes, especially in Africa and our own country, Cameroon. And so, normally, Mr. Julius Eswa, when I arrest you, when I pick you like a separatist, I must not kill you. I shouldn't kill you. I should follow the legal proceedings. Yes, to find out whether you are a suspect or you are a criminal. And then you go through you may serve the jail terms, and after that, I don't know what next. But in this country, they don't understand that language. As they just catch you and they suspect you that you are an amber or whatever their instinct and intuitions and sentiment tell them, and they will just look at me that Chris might be an amber or a separatist, and they don't care, they just shoot you. So it's quite unfortunate. Also on the side of the separatists, this issue of hacking people into pieces, chopping people into pieces, human life, you're chopping them into pieces, beheading, cutting off their heads, and burying people alive. That's quite a humongous violation of human rights.
Because in the standard society, someone is first of all a person of interest, then a suspect, then brought to court. If he's guilty, he's now become a
convict.
But not just meet someone and they just and they shoot the person.
Yes, on both parties today, Mr. Julius. That's why we need to be careful. If somebody goes now has a difference with you, a problem with you, and goes to the separatists and tells them that you have black leg, they don't even carry investigations, and they will just come and pick you up and then do whatever they want to do with you after all. And they have their guns and the rest. The same thing with the military. If they tell that, that's a separatist, they don't even try to find out or carry out the necessary investigations that need to be carried out. They just get you into their barracks or there, and they just shoot you.
Something will be done in that respect.
It's quite unfortunate.
Also in the Guardian Post, the Social Democratic Front, which is I think the second political party in the country, they have urged President Paul Biya during their 31st anniversary that President Paul Biya regime should swallow pride and embrace federalism.
Okay, I think the SDF party has been doing some stride, has been making some stride,
and stood on federalism for long.
For so long that has been their stance.
And most other people say they're not against it, but they want to know if it is a two-state federalism and or 10-state. And most people are scared of two-state, especially francophone people of two-state. Are like, these people want to
go back to where they're coming from.
But SDF says they should accept. By federalism, they mean no more appointed governors, no appointed ACOs.
Yes,
actually mean.
That's what they're saying. No more.
If we are giving 11 state federalism, whatever, 50 states, but people should elect their local authorities.
Yes, it's been obtained in America, in Germany, Nigeria, and the rest of those countries which practice federalism. So their cry is very meaningful. It's constructive that Paul Biya and his regime should swallow up pride and which for me I think is one of the best options.
About decentralization, which is not
the best option. Yes,
regional councils have no voice; they're just there. They have no power.
No pass. They tell you that whatever regional council Dr. Atem Chief Bako was saying the other day, that
frustrating because
it's frustrating. They've just bought his office equipment, and he comes there and just sits idling and nothing, no budget, nothing to run with, no logistics and the rest. So it's quite putting things in place that you are not ready to furnish them, to run with them, or to make them to implement them to the latter. It's quite unfortunate. That's what we're trying to say. So let's eliminate this aspect, because they told us in the national dialogue, they told us that special status will avoid the interference, the intervention and interference of the SDOs.
But nothing have changed.
As the senior divisional officer, for some of you who are out of the country, that's how we obtain it here in this country. The senior divisional officer, the divisionals or the DO, that they will not have the voices. So it's the local people who have their voices, who elect the people. But it is not applying, not at all. It's not applying, not at all, Mr. Julius. So it's quite the governor still has a very
SDO has all the powers.
A very huge say. The SDO still have the powers, and the divisional officers still have the past. So
I hear that there might be a second dialogue. National.
That's is purported. It's purported.
Okay, that was the Guardian Post. Let's move now to mutation. Mutation is paper in French.
Yeah.
Talk about COVID gate. They say the political class, they're asking the head show role about this COVID-19 money that was spent.
The head should really be real.
Minister should be arrested, not just talking on.
They should be arrested.
A lot. It's a scandal if you ask me.
Yes, I heard that they're already passing through the court, the criminal court, to give account how the money, that the different amount of money allotted.
There's one minister who had 60 billion.
Yes, allotted to their different ministries of how they should have carried on with the money, they should have used the money, yes, so to speak. But some of them are already passing through the criminal court.
Something I still don't understand.
For investigations.
Why is it that everything must come from Yaoundé?
That's the question.
Because in Germany, for example, all the councils have their accounts. So money just comes and goes to. Why must money meant for Kumba pass through Yaoundé? Yaoundé sends it to the government, but the government sends it to the EZO. EZO now calls the mayor. Let's see, this is a budget. The boy and must take that 20%. No, it works. 20% must go.
I think they have been fooling us for a very long time now. They've been fooling us. Like I said a while ago, the special status or whatever the resolution, one of the resolutions from the national dialogue, they will tell you decentralization, but I don't see any decentralization. The government is still over centralized.
And created a ministry for that,
and they have even created a ministry for that.
There's more money going now because he's going to have a budget, having money,
and to kind of create a decoy on us, which is it's a fat lie, because this thing is not working, is not applicable. You understand? It's not applicable. These guys have collected, and you know what is happening with this country? They deal with raw cash, liquids,
which is still
liquidity ratio.
In 2021.
In 2021, in the 21st century, you see a minister will carry liquid ratio, the liquid, in a liquid form,
legal
the money,
tender.
Legal tender. Legal tender
is in
his briefcase. You just can imagine how will he not be tempted, or she will not be tempted.
I learned the last time that
money.
The Lions were going to, I think it was in Belgium, that they had no breakfast.
Yes.
So the person who carried the money to, I think, miss his flight. So the team is moving and somebody has to carry their money. Don't they have accounts?
It's quite funny.
Do those players not have their personal bank accounts?
I think we should talk a lot on this. These people, one of the things now, you see what is going to be reviewed now, because the how do I put it, enlarging the proportion or the number of cases of COVID said is because they wanted money from the IMF or international financial donors, increasing the figures, magnifying, inflating figures, and now we are discovering it, because it seems they want to go for the second round of the money, and they're asking them, you guys should give us the account of the first amount we gave you people. So that's where the bone is on their neck now. It's on their necks, and so they're trying to clear the air that they have not mismanaged the budget. But whereas they have mismanaged, a lot of them have mismanaged, and junk and huge sum of amount were being allotted or allocated to their ministries, and nowhere to be found, especially the two ministries, if you ask my opinion, that needs to be convicted or needs to be arrested. The two ministers that need to be arrested is the Minister of Public Health, Malashi, yes, and the Minister of Scientific Research, Dr. Madeleine Chuente. Especially Dr. Madeleine Chuente, she collected this huge sum of amount of billions, saying that there will be COVID centers or whatever, scientific whatever research centers, but she has not built anyone. And tell you, they did this mafia. I don't know, say every minister that do the mafia scammers in the name of ministers, that they say they have produced chloroquine. Whereas they didn't produce the chloroquine, they just sent and they packaged it in India and put the name there, made in Cameroon. And you can imagine this.
Terrible.
It's terrible. And then Senate deported it to Cameroon. But she was claiming, and the other scientific ministry officials, that we have made chloroquines.
And you go and see the person in charge might be the cousin.
you may well want to know that.
The
You may
cost
well
as
want
usual.
to know that. So the money is
Because once you're a minister, all your colleagues start having NGOs
1
and
billion.
letterheads.
When we call billion, it's
1,000 million,
it's
1,000
small. You
million.
can, but it's 1,000 million, and somebody is siphoning 46 billion, which is 46,000 million.
Where do you add money?
What do you want to do with that money? That's the question I ask.
That's just
If
being
not
fair.
wickedness, if not occultism, if not witchcraft, if not, I don't understand. That is disturbing these people up there. So I don't understand. So that is it. They need to pass through and giving the desired punishment they need to they deserve. So that's what I'm trying to say. But I learned that two of the ministers refused that they should not be audited. The Minister of Territorial Administration and Minister of Vocational Training. That is Issa Chiruma Bakari and Atangaji. So it's quite, you see, some of them think they have the country in their hands and say, let the person who appoint me as minister come and audit me.
Okay.
You see,
so now let's move to another paper.
Yes, sir.
Emergence. Emergence says, talking about Chang, more deaths again in Chang, that he. Chris.
That road, I don't understand, but that road is well tarred.
Yeah,
I think you've been there. It's well tarred, because if it were not tarred, we would have said this. I want to say maybe one of the disadvantages of that road is because it's too stiff. The hill is too stiff and it's narrow.
Okay.
The narrow nature.
But don't you think vehicles
and the vehicle overspeeding
and overloading?
Heavy duty vehicles as well overloading. And so
it always brakes failure.
Yeah, brake failures
too. Always carry more than a vehicle
can carry. So one of the things I observed, which are causing the accident, is the stiff nature of that road, the narrow nature as well, overloading of the vehicles and overspeeding as well, and the poor state of sometimes the carelessness of the driver.
The driver knows that the car does not have good brakes, they still carry people.
That's what I'm saying. The poor state of the car.
They say they'll manage it.
They say they'll manage it, and so they are just there for the money. They say when something start for rotting, where they head fish to rotting for up. Now so the whole thing, all man and money, they careless about people's lives. Yeah. That's how the government is. So
also in the Mejang, say 50 tons of contraband sugar seized in Kuseri.
50 tons, like you said, the other people when I was here, they pounded and some gold, amount of gold. And today is a packet of sugar. How will they, but if you look in this country, there is limited supply of sugar.
Okay.
The company here does not produce the amount of sugar the
cannot
people
supply
the national needs of the people. So these people are forced to go and make or do fake sugar and bring them to the country, and they have been doing that.
Imagine the high risk.
Yes, the high risk involved in it, and they have been doing that. Julius says so. I must tell you the truth. They have been doing that. It's rather unfortunate that day was a bad day for.
Or maybe they didn't pay,
or they didn't settle. Like we said it on quote in Cameroon language. They didn't choco on quote.
They didn't lubricate their way through.
They lubricate. Thank you, sir, for that expression. They didn't lubricate their way through.
Yeah,
and that's where the problem. That's where you could hear this news now. This item
and
that the custom officials have.
And people should put the head
confiscated some
of their competitors ahead, rather than allowing sugar that from unknown source. You don't know who was.
You can't blame them. Everybody is fighting. It's a jungle. Cameroon is a jungle that you're fighting. The strong is fighting to survive. You must fight to survive, because
it's
the
like
way the country has been structured. If you are not in the political class, or if you are not in their group, then you're going to suffer.
It's already this novel by William Golding called Lord of the Flies.
I've heard of that, but I've not read it. I've heard of it.
A plane crashed, and all the old people died, and those survived were young children. And you know how children can live, so that's to live that. That's how we live in this country.
That's how we live. We live like orphans.
Yeah,
I think that's a picture you wanted to paint.
Yeah, because I love the flies.
Yes, we live like orphans.
All the children survive. All
the parents are died.
So they have to fend for themselves.
Yes, so that's how we live in this country.
You can
and I
pick
want
one fruit. You can pick one
I really want to laud the declaration or the utterance of one of the prelates of this country, renowned prelate Anjokia. I think last Saturday they called the politicians in this country that they are scammers.
And through the scam their population.
They are scamming their population. It's just that they don't use machines or whatever, or like the young boys who do. But they are original, officialized and legalized, authorized scammers. So
the other asked,
like the COVID-19 we were saying a while ago.
I was thinking aloud. How come that you are an MP for a town Sekumba? You live in Yaoundé. I come your bodyguard. Amok and go back. That is scamming.
It's scamming. It's
total scamming.
Because you don't know the plight of your people. Yeah. You don't know what your people are going through. So you're just pretending. Yeah. All of them are scammers. We say, Anjokia, thank God the church is raising his head now.
Of course.
And is raising his voice loud because the church was sleeping, especially the Catholic church where those members, ministers go to. Most of the ministers, Julius as well, they attend the Catholic church. And
like myself, I'm not a minister.
They attend the Catholic church and I don't know, Archbishop Jean Baga in Yaoundé is not saying anything, and they're in their church, in that cathedral in Yaoundé, he's not saying anything. So it's only the Anglophone prelate who could say that.
The last paper we'll take today is a paper called Le Monde de Réalité. It's the last paper we're going to take today.
Okay.
This will be good for you, of course. You have been very strict with this thing. The government has sacked 7,622 ghost workers. I mean, the government is doing good, if you ask me.
Joseph Lee is doing, if you want to ask me, Joseph Lee, the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform, he's doing well, seriously. He's one of those ministers who is really working. If you ask my opinion, he's one of those ministers. Recently, close to 500 workers have been sacked. Recently, literally, the document, you can have it, retrieve it. They have been sacked. And he said this 7,900 and whatever is still in the process of being sacked. Their documents are already on the disciplinary council of that ministry, already been sacked. And they told us the other day that now they are recovering 4.5 billion CFA francs every month from fake workers, ghost workers, workers who are dead, workers who have traveled, and the rest. So 4.5 billion. So for these years, the previous years, so we have been losing 4.5 billion. Mr. Julius, times 4.5 billion for say 10 years or 20 years each month. That's how much.
You give me that money, I will campaign to be president.
4.5 billion. I didn't say million. I think I should reiterate on that.
If you get money, I'm going to bribe my way to it, because if I'm going to buy and I'll be elected, It's much money.
So he's doing great work.
I will appoint my co-worker Elias, Minister of Women Affairs. We
pray that goes right down to the subdivisional levels. And that's been
Chris, just question, how this idea of ghost workers come? How do people get money when they don't work? The reason is an organized mafia, because a lot of people are bored, they fly in, they say the sensors, they come and they fly back.
Like I tell you,
you see people say I'm going here because the sensors, and or maybe just call the.
We have this scamming tendency, like Archbishop Anjokia said. These things started from the ministers themselves by creating that allowance, that stuff that we can do this for their own sake, their belly sake. They want the money, so they just create matricles. For their own people who are not working. Like I said the other time, if you go to Yaoundé, Mr. Julius, which we are used to, when you go to Yaoundé, you see those, I don't want to mention, they're just flooding around and the rest frolicking and gallivanting around. Maybe they'll run to buy chop, do some errands, they'll do some errands, but they are on salary. They are just there to come and create fun, they laugh and the rest. But these guys are on salary. They are not working anything, but they're on salary. They carry home each month 250,000 francs.
Because
they have uncles there, they have aunties there, they have nieces or whatever there, and the rest. So they you that you have the certificate degree, you have the master's degree, you are a call box operator in Kumba. You are an Okada rider, a commercial motorbike rider in Kumba. But somebody who has not passed through the 4 walls of secondary school, it's collecting 300,000 back home each month.
There is a German proverb: "Die Hoffnung stirbt am letzten Hope doesn't die. Hope dies last. Let's hope that something will happen out of this cry.
We pray so. And I would really like to say this too. If you don't just neglect the rack. Don't just neglect the rack, because one day you will need the rack to clean up your shoes, right? If you say the rack is not useful now, but one day, the day you need that rack to clean up your shoes or to mop the floor. So be careful. Everything has their role. Everything is very important. The Anglophones are important. Yeah.
Mr. Chris Ngome, journalist with Kabara Gunis Radio, host of Hey the World. It was a pleasure having you on KCBS TV today.
Always my delight. Always my delight sitting with you. Thank you so much for extending me that your kindness and your warmth and your grace to always sit beside you. And I also want to thank those who are watching all over the world. Thank you guys for being there. If you are not there, we will not be here.
You have fans all over also.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm humbled. Thank you guys for making me big. Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you too, and your crew. Thank you, your presenter, Anna Christie Eswa. Thank you. All right. Thank you. I find it a pleasure being your company.
Fervent viewers of KCBS Diabol, today in this version of Early Captions. Thanks for watching. Good morning, K-Town. Continue. Stay tuned, KCBS. Bye bye.